So are you a perfectionist? Like everything has to be so perfect. In fact, it's got to be so perfect that it never actually gets done because you're too scared in case it's not perfect. So if this is you, stick with me for today's video and we are going to be unpacking the world of perfectionism. So thank you so much for joining me on this week's video. My name is Su Patel and I am all about joy and abundance and really helping people command their self-worth so that they can create more joy and abundance in their lives. So as I said, today's topic is all about perfectionism. So let's first of all look at what is perfectionism. Perfectionism is wanting everything to be super perfect, that you end up not actually completing anything because it's not perfect enough. All right. It takes you, 10, 15 attempts to write an email before you send it out. It takes you forever to think about, oh my God, like what is the message that I want to write here before you send a text message out. Or maybe even you want to do videos and, you just feel like it's never going to be quite perfect. So then you never get a video out and you share your message with anybody. All right. It just stays with you. They say that the graveyard is the most expensive place because people have died with their gifts still inside them because they never got it quite perfect to send out. All right, so don't be that person because there is an answer to it. All right, first of all, I just want you to know that there's no blueprint for what perfect is. Okay, because if something was perfect, it would be the end result. There would be nowhere else for that thing to grow into because it would be perfect. It would just be dead after that, right? So actually, life is all about imperfections, because when there's imperfections, there's room for growth, there's room for fluidity, there's room for expansion. Okay, we're never the finished product. Like there is not a finite way of being for anyone. Okay, and there's no blueprint like what is perfect. All right. You could spend, 10, 15 attempts on writing an email, but somebody on the other side will still pick something that was incorrect, and, you'd feel like, oh my God, I spent all that time making it perfect. Like, you've probably had that experience. I spent all that time writing that email and oh my God, this is the feedback that I got. Well, listen, the feedback that you got is nothing to do with the other person, right? It's about you wanting and having an attachment to something being so perfect because you feel a sense of not good enough. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. All right. You have a sense of not good enough. All right. Now, your sense of not good enough means that everything that you do has to be super perfect. All right. So I want to just give you some suggestions of how you could override this need to be perfect. First of all, it's about getting started. Send a message out there, get started. Progress is better than perfection. Okay. So even if you do one little thing extra towards it being good enough, is good enough. All right. And then I want you to think about, actually, do you know what? We are our own worst critic of everything that we do. All right. So give yourself some slack and be like, you know what? If I'm my worst critic, if I can have something be 70 or 80%, let's go with 70%, because more likely someone else will think it's 80 or 90%. All right. So if it's 70% okay, then go with that. All right, and put it out there. You probably seen on some of my videos, I say, I just did it then, right? I say, or I repeat things, and I'm okay with that. Why? Because I just want you to get the essence of my message, all right? And I don't need it to be perfect, because if I waited for this video to be perfect, it would take me a whole day to film one video. All right. But I want to get my message out there that you don't need to be perfect. You need to be 70%. Okay. And that doesn't mean that your standards are 70%. It just means give yourself a 70% slack so that because you're your worst critic. Yeah. Somebody else will think it's 80 or 90%. The amount of times I've sent out a video and I've said, okay, 70% is good. People on the other side who have watched the video has given me amazing feedback. All right. So just go with 70%. So start accepting that you are who you are and you are the way you are, and that's okay. There's no need for you to be something that you're not. You're exactly in the right place that you need to be. You know everything that you need to know. You are who you are. You got to where you got to, and there's nothing else about that. All right? And own it. Like, own who you are. Like, that's who you are. You're not perfect, and that's okay. All right? So really start to create an affirmation for yourself that I am who I am, and I'm okay with who I am and where I am. All right? And just really start learning to accept that you are where you are and you don't need to be perfect. All right? Because nobody has a blueprint of what perfect is. So be at peace with where you are. Be at peace with your skills. Be at peace with your knowledge. Be at peace with your experiences. Be at peace with all the challenges that you've had in your life. Be at peace with, you know, everything that you have become, because everything you have become has got you to where you are right now. All right? And there's nowhere else to go but where you are right now. Right? So coming back to this moment, being present in this moment, being mindful of where you are, and really just accepting yourself for who you are and where you are will give you the peace and the freedom to progress and move forward. So thank you so much for being part of today's conversation. Please do like and subscribe to the video if it gave you some value, because it will help us reach more people. And do connect with me on my LinkedIn. The link is in the comments, where I will be providing more value. And if you would like some further coaching on this topic, please do get in touch. Thank you so much. See you in the next one.